Hello and welcome to this presentation. My name is Daniel and I'm WASATCH's Business Development Manager here for Europe. I'm happy to tell you today more about our Raman instrumentation. And for this, I want to give you a short introduction to the company and the product range. And after this, I want to share a little video to show you how easy it is to use our Raman spectrometer. After this, we'll have a Q&A session here via the chat. Would be great if you can type in your names in the chat window so I can see who is participating today, but it's up to you to do this. So we will start with a short introduction into WASATCH. WASATCH is a US-based company founded in 2002, privately held. You see the three main locations in the US. And currently we have approximately 70 employees. Some patents specifically on gratings. We produce our own gratings and our own spectrometers. Main products are the gratings, transmission gratings, our Raman spectrometers. Also we are offering also spectrometers for the UV vis, and NIR range, and also spectrometers for OCT. Here you can see, we call it our Raman Rainbow. This means we are offering Raman spectrometers beginning or starting at 248 nanometers, going up to 1280. Main instrumentation that we are selling today is 785 and 830. 830 specifically for OEM customers. What makes WASATCH Raman spectrometers unique? It's for sure it's the transmission grating that we are producing, but it's also our great own optical design. This means we have a 4/1.3 input compared to standard f/4. This brings us more light into the whole spectrometer system and makes us much more sensitive compared to other spectrometers on the market. So that's a great thing, specifically if you have low light applications like Raman or also fluorescence. Now it's time to show you a video how easy it is to use our instrumentation.
So your brand new WASATCH Raman system just arrived? Well, in this video I will show you how you can get from opening this box to recording your first Raman spectrum in under 5 minutes. So let's get started. To do a measurement with your WASATCH Raman system, you'll need the following. Your spectrometer, well, of course, optical fibers, a laser, and usually that is built right into the spectrometer. If it's not, then the laser is a separate instrument. Then you need a Raman probe, a Raman sample, a sample holder, power supply, a power cord with a plug that matches your location, the software, either from the USB stick that came with the spectrometer or as a download from the website, a USB cable, and finally a PC. WASATCH Raman systems are available in 3 main configurations. The system can be completely modular with separate laser, probe and spectrometer. Our most popular system already have the laser built right into the spectrometer, but the probe is still fiber coupled. And finally, the system can also be completely integrated with the probe and the laser, both inside the spectrometer. But whatever system you have, the setup is very similar with only some minor differences. So let's start by connecting the laser. For the laser, you'll need a so-called FC-PC fiber, which has a ceramic tip and a bigger connector. The FC plug can only fit into the connector in a certain orientation. The fiber has a little stub. This stub needs to be rotated to line up with a little notch on the laser end. Rotate the fiber to the correct orientation. It should slide in easily, then finger tighten the screw. The same FC-PC connection you will also find at the Raman probe end. Again, there is a notch on the receptacle and a stub on the FC fiber. As with a laser, orient the fiber the right way, insert and finger tighten. For a fully integrated Wasatch Raman system, the probe is already built into the spectrometer and no fiber connection is needed at all. Next, we connect the spectrometer to the probe. This is done with a second optical fiber, which has the so-called SMA connector. The SMA fiber has a metal tip and, unlike the FC fiber, does not have a stub, so the orientation does not matter. The SMA receptacle on the spectrometer is the smaller of the two fiber connectors. It is also located lower on the front and the one without the notch. Just insert the fiber and finger tighten. Then connect the SMA fiber to the probe. Again, for the fully integrated system, there is no fiber to connect. The entire probe optics are internal. Finally, we insert the Raman probe into the sample holder. Push the probe all the way into the sample holder and lightly tighten the thumb screw. For the fully integrated systems, you need to push the sample holder over the front lens of the spectrometer and lightly tighten again the thumb screw. That was it for the optical side of things. So let's turn to the software on the computer. The easiest way to work with the Raman system is to use the Enlighten software that is provided on the USB stick. The software is also available for download from the website. Open the installer and follow the prompts. This installs the software and everything else that is needed to communicate with the spectrometer. Last but not least, we set up the electronics. We just need to provide power to the spectrometer and connect it to the computer with a USB cable. Plug the triangle-looking end of the power cord into the power supply and the plug end of the power cord into an outlet. Now plug the barrel connector of the power supply into the spectrometer. The spectrometer will power up. You will hear the fan starting. Next, plug the square-looking end of the USB cable into the spectrometer and the flat end of the USB cable into your computer. You should hear a friendly chime from your computer indicating that the USB communication is working. We're almost done. Now we just need to get the laser ready. If you're using an external laser, you need to plug the power cord into the back of the laser. Turn the key, which is also on the back. Rotate the red safety button on the front to release the button in case it was pushed in. If you're using a spectrometer with an integrated laser, plug in the key and the interlock override, which is provided. Then turn the key. Now we can start up the Enlighten software. Double-click on the icon on the desktop. Enlighten will find your spectrometer and start reading the baseline automatically. That was really it for the setup. Now we're ready to take a measurement. So take your sample, insert your sample into the sample holder and cover the sample holder. Then turn on the laser. For external lasers, push the small button on the front. For spectrometers with integrated lasers, use the Enlighten software to turn the laser on. After a short required safety delay, the laser starts up and, oh, beautiful! But before we can record our actual spectrum, we need to do a few final adjustments in the software. First, adjust the integration time so that the signal reaches to maybe around 40,000 counts, which is the scale on the y-axis. We then turn the laser off and save the dark signal, to be subtracted later for a proper baseline. We then turn the laser back on and there it is, your first Raman spectrum. To save your spectrum, click on the down triangle looking capture button. You can find the saved spectrum in the Enlighten Spectra folder in your Documents folder. There you go. You see, that was pretty easy. You just went from box to spectrum in under 5 minutes, just like I promised. Now you're ready to go out there and record some real nice Raman spectra. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
So this was the video that shows how easy it is to use our instrumentation and take the first real Raman spectrum within under 5 minutes. That's awesome to see this. So as you can see, really easy to use. And now it's up to you to use our Raman spectrometer systems. Now we are at the end of the presentation. We can start now with the Q&A session.